What's going on, guys? So we're here with Bill from Heat Performance. Him and his son have put together this car. So give me the story. What do we got here?
It's a 2006 Acura RSX.
Okay.
It's basically got a stock engine in it, but it has a GT35 turbocharger and a full Dietzworks fuel system.
Sweet.
So, but other than that, it's almost all stock.
Okay. So you got fuel rail, injectors,
The whole fuel system.
rail or regulator. Yeah, return line, everything. Sweet.
Yep.
You guys went above and beyond there. What manifold is it?
It's a CX Racing.
CX Racing.
Yeah, manifold. All of the intercooler is CX Racing. Had to do quite a bit of modifications.
Yeah.
To make it fit.
Make it fit.
Doesn't seem like anything fits. Like they say, but that's all right.
Yep. And is it on Honda or K Pro or?
It's on Honda K Pro. It's on E85 and
Sweet.
basically normal stuff.
Yeah, right on.
Crazy.
What size injectors? Thousands or
1000 cc.
thousands? Right on. And is this your son's first car?
Yes.
Oh man, this is gonna be a riot.
He's doing very well at school, and he's going to become an engineer. He's graduating
Right
in
on.
about a week or so.
Sweet.
So this is
You got your license already? You got any tickets yet? Oh man, we're in trouble now.
He's ready.
So Brent, this is his kid's first car, and he hasn't got no tickets yet. So you setting him up for it. Does it got full exhaust too?
yes.
Full exhaust?
Yeah, it's on the cutout right now.
Got a cutout though. Okay, there we go.
And the sensors before the cutout, obviously.
Yeah. So it actually has both of the factory, and I had to switch to the 04, I guess, O2 sensor. That's what Honda told me, and then I have that wideband ASPX right off of the turbo there.
Okay.
And that one is wired into the auxiliary analog.
And that's an analog 0? I guess it would.
It's analog 1. And I didn't know which one, but I just picked the one that worked.
So first I need to feel this out. Step on it as a hesitation. Yeah, we may have.
Oh, so it's like the number is wrong?
Yeah. This is the one they have set up for flex fuel.
And what brand is that one?
This is a wideband ASPX.
Okay.
Or APSX, I don't remember which one.
We should see if they got anything for that, or we can do that real quick. I still got some mess in here.
What brand is it in?
It's a wideband ASPX.
ASPX.
So when you do this, where do you start? Do you start with like making sure that the fuel is right? Or?
Yep, making sure the timing's last. So we'll take pull timing and we'll do that stuff now. And that's where we'll start off with the tune. We'll make things kind of richer and safer, and then creep up to what we're after.
Okay.
That way you're just not blasting, and all of a sudden everything's all over the floor, and we're like, oh, well, that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but you can see this. So this map is definitely just a generic one of their plug-in maps or whatever. And you can see here on the VTEC side, they've already got it big and blocked out. And this particular cam these tables are pretty close to right. We may add a little angle up here, but no matter what, we'll taper it out. How this cam's designed is as it goes up, you take it away and the engine begins to breathe better. Some of the newer ones, the K20Zs and that kind of stuff, like their finish numbers in the 30s, and they'll be in the 50, 40, 50 range as the cam comes in, just because of what it wants and how that cam profile is designed. And different cams, like aftermarket cams, want different things as well.
When you increase the number, what does that do?
So we're essentially changing the cam gear angle. We're advancing it.
Okay.
And so we're getting some low end grunt to it. And then as we go up, if we were to leave it at that angle, we would actually kill the top end, because all of a sudden it's not breathing as good because where we've got it locked. But tapering that away, all of a sudden we've freed it up to have the air come in and get back out. So, you know, the whole thing is just an air pump, so we want as much in there as we can, as fast as we can, and then we want to get it back out. And just repeat the process and cleaning out the dead air and making stuff kind of good work. Install. Just get that's so smooth. Now we're doing, you know, just kind of feeling out where it's going to go, and everything's just kind of got to be smooth. You get craziness, you know, out in areas, then you know there's some type of mechanical issue, or there's something else going on to make it, you know, or some data's wrong or whatever.
That's what I'd say too.
No, I was really big tree. Yeah, a little temperature come down, and then I'm gonna be able to make a tug on her.
We need to change the plugs.
Oh yeah. Hey Jamie. Yes. We do need to change the plugs. He just reminded me. Oh. We need to check that. He's watched the videos. He's on top of it.
No, I didn't actually see that. I remember you asked me about it earlier.
Yeah, that's like usually my first step. Alright, we got Jamie changing the plugs. And we got Bill over here gapping them. Look like a scientist right now, bro.
Just so you get old, you have to wear these glasses.
I know. I probably need a pair myself, but
I'm just a couple years older.
maybe a week.
Yeah, the round just came right. Oh yeah.
What's wrong with that?
No. Yeah, we'll take those out. Do you want these?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just don't put them back in here.
Yeah.
And you see how we're treating him? He used to be a Snap-on rep, and we're giving him Mac tools. I didn't even think about that. Poor guy. The stuff you don't think about.
Not a bad place to start.
Wow.
She ran good.
Damn. Damn. Wow.
All right.
So,
6.5
there you go.
6.5 pounds. How much?
400 the dot.
400 horsepower, 6 pounds of
6
boost.
pounds of boost.
And we're still a little on the heavy side.
All right.
You realize you just pulled it all the way through, first pull,
Oh yeah, well we did.
and
We
made
sat here and
400.
worked it for a little bit. Yeah, it wasn't just a go.
Look how smooth that is, though. Like, that was pretty good for winging it.
So you're putting more fuel in the top?
I pulled a little bit.
Pulled a little bit?
Yeah, we were 1050s most of that pull. But on the light stuff, it needs some still.
Yeah, you know, it was always a compromise with the carburetor.
Yeah.
So that when you had crazy camshafts and everything, you just couldn't let it idle.
Right, and
At
some
like lower RPM.
and some fuel injection stuff, some fuel injectors are the same way. The latencies are real lazy, or the injectors are lazy, so you're having to think ahead of the amount of time it takes for that solenoid to open and then come back. Good job. That's awesome.
402. Man. .402.
That's awesome. This is a really good build for sure.
How much are you wanting out of it?
Not really a goal.
More of a just good running.
Just
Yeah.
good running. This actually is going to be used for like a regular, you know, car.
Yeah.
Just for fun.
Heck yeah.
It's not, you know, if I was building a race car, that'd be different.
Yeah. Yeah, just a nice fun little
It's gotta
cruiser.
be a street car.
Yep.
All right. Woo! She was on a mission, that pull.
Yeah.
Oh, man. 445. You can't even see VTEC anymore.
9 pounds at the top.
That was 445. You can't even see VTEC seam anymore. And it's like smooth.
Yeah, and it was fat too. This thing at 12 pounds of boost would make 500 horsepower. We do the gear based. This is my table I like a lot. But these, so 29%, that was the around 9 pounds of boost. 8.5, 9 pounds.
Looks good.
So on here, you can see 30% duties says 6 pounds or whatever. So we already know that's going to be like right here. I could probably put 31. And 6 pounds was the gate. So really any of this can be, you know, 15. Control J.
I was like, hey, you know anybody that has one of these around here? He was texting back and he was doing, I was like, oh, I remember we got one from the dealer. He's like, oh, yeah.
Control 10.5 is 29. So this is 30.
The dealer like walked in with the part number.
Oh, they just stock it?
Oh, the dealer
Probably
did, yeah.
36.
I called him with the part number.
So it
and I'm
must
like,
be a
hey,
common
you guys have
failure.
this? And he's like, yeah. And I get there and I'm like, hey, I'll send you this part number. He's like, well, he's like, oh yeah, hold on. He like walked around the corner.
Well, that's probably realistic.
Oh yeah, I got 72.
What
over
it'll
here.
do. So then we just come in here, and if we want that 29-pound boost or whatever, we just basically make this say, you know, 9. If we want to spool faster, like bound down in here, we would put, you know, like 25 pounds, you know. So that'll make that want to ramp up. But the way this thing already ramps up, it just probably blow the tires off anyway. But first gear, since we know first gear may not hook up at all, we'll set to like 5 pounds, even though it'll just be 6. And then second gear, the car can start to hook up, and then usually I get like 7,000 in this range. You know, we can maybe say, you know, 7 or 8 pounds or something. So then you can start having it come in a little harder. So, and these ones could just still say 6 or. So then it doesn't do much any duty until it gets into here, and then it'll. We'll want to say 7.5, just so it picks up something. So second gear will start giving her a little boost, and then third, fourth, fifth, sixth, or whatever will all be that kind of power figure.
Okay. Yeah.
So then the car's a little more controllable. Even the 400 range is still pretty hard to hook on the street, but it's better. So those kind of things you can manipulate, and all you got to do is, you know, look at this graph from what we've seen on the dyno now and change those numbers. Obviously, anything below, really below 20% is like next to nothing, because it's like how the hertz rate is just barely in the air. It'll come through anyway, if anything at all. The solenoid is just how it's reacting. And it'll start using all these tables when it sees 1.3 pounds of boost. You can put negative numbers in here, but the only issue with that is it makes the solenoid work when
all the time.
All the time, right? Yeah. So, I mean, on some guys, how they drive, I've upped that to 3 pounds just because while they're driving, they're in boost. You know, like 50 or cruising, it's like, and it's still going. So, like, just to save its life, sometimes you may move that up or down depending on whatever. The quick spool stuff, I don't ever use these myself. It's a cool feature when you're using that fixed duty cycle deal, and it'll bring the power in real hard. But I do the same thing just right here by making the columns what I want. So if I wanted to spool this, like I could make this thing probably stand way up, but it's a lot more stress on the engine.
Yeah.
By putting, like, you know, 30-pound boost numbers back here. So then the solenoid tries to work super hard, and it puts a lot of pressure to the top of the dome, and it ramps it up. It's like taking the vacuum line off the side of the gate and putting it just to the top, so it gives it everything it can. And then what it does is then it brings in that solenoid when you get to your set point. But that's also, you can determine that through here. And I can manipulate it pretty easy by just putting a big boost value here, because make the duty cycle of the solenoid just work real hard right away. So if you had a spooling problem, like I had one car in here, he had a 4-pound spring, but it was a 60mm gate on a K series. So literally without any boost control, it would make 2 pounds of boost, because that gate would just crack open slightly and just dump all the air because of how big the gate was.
Yeah.
So what we did, or, you know, I had to really manipulate these numbers a lot to get it to stand up and then cruise out, just because I had overcome the light spring. And that's where the 4-port's nice, because you can just overcome whatever spring rate's in there and still make 40 pounds instead of like a 3-port where you're usually good for, you know, sometimes double and a half of what the gate spring is.
I actually had a 3-port on there when I first put this together, but I didn't see the how it can control it as well as the 4-port. So I
Right.
changed it to this.
Right, and you made the right move because you're exactly right. It can't control it as good, and that's why a lot of race cars you'll see twin 3-ports, but they're doing the same thing you would do with a 4-port, but they're just doing it with 2 separate solenoids instead of just using one solenoid that cleans everything up and fixes the problem. Yeah, the 4-port was a nice addition to everything. Like we pushed 3-ports for years, but once that 4-port was in there, it made so much more sense.
I bought this 3-port like years ago, and I just had it in my garage. So I go, I'll just stick this on there. But then I started looking at like how they hook up and how the 4-port works. I go, well, I'll just buy that one because it looked like the strategy was a lot.
The strategy's
a lot
great.
better.
Yeah, yeah. There's still a lot of tuners that shy away from the 4-port, but it's, you know, a lot of it is manipulated by what hertz frequency you're doing and listening to what you're doing, you know. But once you get them dialed in, it's awesome. You can make it do whatever you want, just about. I mean, I can't still make it spool up at 3,000 RPM on some turbos, but I can sure make them come in a lot harder.
Yeah.
Sometimes too hard.
Well, I didn't understand at first because, you know, I'm from the old days, and we did do some turbos, but it was based off of whatever spring you had in there. That's what you got.
That's what you got.
Yeah, or maybe you lifted off the
line.
The line made it bleed out or something.
That's bleed out. Yeah, I still do that for guys. Yep.
But I go, oh, and then when they came out with solenoid, I go, oh, that's ingenious. Why didn't we do that before?
Yeah.
So I go, that's just the Mac valve. I go,
yeah, that's all it is. Pop machines, air truck brakes. Like, I mean, they're used for.
So I go, that's what this is. I just go, I'm just gonna buy one of those Mac valves because that's how.
That's all it is. It's just a Mac valve. Yep. Everyone just slaps their sticker on it and.
Yeah, because I
marks it up double. You know.
I noticed. I go, oh, everybody's got a sticker on it, but that's just the Mac valve.
Yep. It's pretty crazy. And there's 2 separate ones, so one's inverted and one's not. But all these softwares nowadays will run either one. They don't care. Because some are 100% open and some are 100% closed. So you just got to know the strategy, which way yours is. Yours is already right, but there's some cars I fight for a second because it's like making all the crazy boosts and oh, it's already open. I got to convert it the other way and hold it closed. Yeah. All right. Let's roll. I'm ready. Excellent.
Vacuum leak. So, got a vacuum leak there. Got it.
498?
Yeah, that was 498.
That's not what we were after.
Well, it loves it.
Yeah, what came off?
The vacuum line to the intake manifold, like by the injectors.
Oh, the little plug thing or something?
No, the one from that coolant part over.
This is awesome, fun stuff.
Isn't it crazy? Back in the day, you'd fight so hard to do that, and it's like, doop.
It's been days just figuring out like a new trick to trick the engine to do that.
Yeah. Now it's like, let's just go. But I do want to figure out what happened because, like, we did have it set to. So we had 30% duty at 10 pounds of boost. At 29% duty cycle on the boost control, we made the 440 or 450 or whatever, 440. 445. Yeah, 445. And all we did was set up the boost table real rough, real quick. But we made significantly more, which is normally awesome, but we're trying to crawl here. But it just shows you, like, because I told you 12 pounds of boost is where I thought they'd make 500. So we'll know in a second. Yep, 12 pounds of boost. 12 pounds of boost is what it made. And our boost duty. See, so we had something adding boost duty, so we need to look at it. Because it says 36%. So now we know 36% is 12 pounds, and we have that at 12. So that means there's another table that's adding something here.
So
there's got to be something
actually interfering or interjecting.
Yeah, exactly. There's got to be something that's doing it.
Do people actually?
Oh, okay. So what happened was this low-high boost table was set to one of these, and always on.
Oh.
So it was reading the high boost table. So when we turned all this on, this is the numbers that was in the high boost table. So it was looking for 14 pounds, which gave us that 36% duty cycle. So I'm just going to make sure that is off, and it should be right back to our original low table.
I didn't know there was a low and a high on there.
Yeah, so you can put a switch on this.
Huh.
Yeah, that nipple isn't barbed or anything. Doesn't have a lip on it. So we might want to grab a pair of needle nose or something to pull it tight. Needle nose or dikes. Just letting the temps come down.
Yeah, pretty close, honestly. Yep, we're good.
Good.
Next tub.
440 on the dot.
1.5 pounds, perfect.
Now, do you want to close the cutout?
Yeah, we do that.
That's what I'm real curious about.
No problem. Temp may still be pretty decent too. Bring that fan, yeah, it's 185. Bring that fan in earlier, just it's kept us out of the 200s. Alright, let's try that.
Do that.
Yeah. Is it down?
Yeah, I think so.
Just hold
hit
it
once.
Oh, just once. It sounds so different.
Same thing with the cutout closed.
Yeah, I'm all about quiet too.
.410. 30 horsepower difference. 30 horsepower difference. Man, you can hear the wastegate so much with the exhaust closed.
So 7 pounds of boost. Yep,
So
7 pounds of boost.
So it takes a pound away.
It's about a pound away. You can see how smooth it is.
Yeah, it's great.
It's awesome.
That's what I was really curious to see how much it was gonna suck it down with the cutout close.
It definitely chokes up top because our high was 7.8 pounds at 7,600, and by the time we got to the peak, we were at 6.8. So it was still steadily pulling boost because we were having back pressure. That's cool. Let's save that.
Well, it's one heck of a first car.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Don't get in too much trouble.
You'll enjoy it. It'll teach you a lot.
What's your saying? Cars will teach you what?
They teach you two things, right? Patience and how to cuss.
That is for sure.
Yeah. Now that was a well-built, solid car. Whew!
Yeah.
Made some power, was super easy to tune on, super easy to work on. He did all his homework, he did all his...
They were prepared.
They were super prepared.
He stopped in 3 times in the past 2 months probably, just asking questions and getting all of his ducks in a row, and he had it on point. He even brought his own plugs.
He nailed it.
The right plugs.
He nailed it.
Good job.
That was awesome.
That was a lot of fun and a good time, and I hope you guys learned a lot from it and took a lot from it, and I hope you did too. And yeah, appreciate you guys hanging out, and I'll see you tomorrow.